Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Jackie O. Jackie. I'm actually thinking a lot about going back to 3 uploads a week instead of 2. So maybe I could hit you with a Tuesday, Friday, Sunday. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Share your thoughts. Today I have yet another foundation review. This time it's for the Bobbi Brown Skin Long-Wear Weightless Foundation. If you thought it was Bobbi Brown from New Edition, hello, how you doing? Click out the video, thank you. I'm judging. Fun fact about me, I actually used to work for Bobbi Brown as a freelance makeup artist at a retail counter. And I remember the day I got the job, I told my mom and she like screamed and was like, Jackie, oh my God, I can't believe you're working for the singer Bobbi Brown. Lord, thank you, Jesus, praise God, oh my God. And I was like, who's gonna tell her? So Bobbi Brown, the makeup brand, okay, B-O-B-B-I, Bobbi Brown, I feel like lately has been making a bit of a comeback, but they never really left either. They just recently got bought out by Estee Lauder, so I feel like they've been doing more fun and like they've been trying to like re-tap into social media as of late. This is one of their newest foundations. It's supposed to be a Skin Long-Wear Weightless. It's supposed to be a full coverage foundation, oil-free shine control. So from what I gather, just from what I'm like hearing about people who've tried this, it's probably not the best for dry skin. I have oily combinations. Sometimes my skin is more on the normal side. So I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts and my perspective on that. I do have to say the first thing that caught my eye about this new foundation is I walked into Sephora and I saw a whole just beautiful gradient of all these colors from light to darkest. And truthfully, Bobbi Brown, like since back in the day has always done really well, I think, with creating a pretty full extensive line of shades for all skin tones. Her foundations do kind of run a little bit on the more cooler side, more red, but I definitely have always felt and seen the effort that she's put out in the in-between shades and things of that nature. Golden Almond all throughout my professional career has been the color that I've stuck to, so that's what I grabbed for this foundation today. It's 6.75 Golden Almond. There are 29 shades in total, and just so you get a good picture of where I fall, there's about 8 shades after my shade, and that's pretty impressive because on the cosmetic spectrum, I'm usually around the darkest, and we trying to work to fix that, right, y'all? Right. So there's quite a lot of shades that are after me and coming before me. I did look at Almond, and Almond I felt was too red, so I stuck with this one. I'm gonna pump it up, and it's a pretty nice bouncy texture. It's not too watery. It's also not super thick. I actually feel like the texture is pretty perfect. I picked this up from Sephora. This was $46. So for a foundation, that's pretty expensive, but it's Bobbi Brown. You already know what time it is. This isn't NYX, guys, okay? It's Auntie Bobbi. Auntie Bobbi's bougie. She's the bougie auntie. Oh, there's also SPF 15. Sometimes foundation brands take the SPF out of the darker shades because they know the flashback struggles, but I can appreciate the brands that still put in the effort to keep it in because sun protection is so important, and I always feel like it doesn't hurt to wear your SPF as you normally would and then have a foundation with SPF and, you know, layer it up, okay? I'm gonna start off with my YSL Touche Eclat Blur Primer. I think this is probably gonna pair really nicely with this foundation because it's that bouncy silicone texture. The other day, I was actually watching Nakia Joy review NARS's newest foundation, and she did like a triple wear test where she tried the foundation with 3 different primers, and it just did not work for her, which, girl, what you need to do is get you a NARS primer. That's what you need to do, girl. I'm telling you, Nakia, you should do it. NARS primers work amazing with NARS foundations, but I would understand if you wouldn't want to do that. That's just my 2 cents. Anyway, I was thinking that'd be a great way moving forward to review foundations in the future. Like if the first shot it's just not, maybe I'll try like a double wear test with a different primer. I don't know, that might be a lot of work. I'm gonna just edit that part out of the video before I sign myself for some more work, you know. 2018 is about doing the bare minimum. I'm kidding, I'm just kidding. Oh, this primer just feels so smooth. Bobbi doesn't really have any primers. I mean, she has her line of skincare, and if I remember correctly, the primer is kind of like infused in the moisturizer, and Bobbi, some of us need a little bit more reinforcement, you know, for the oil and shine team. God love you, Bobbi, but you know, I need a little extra. Now I'm taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder, just a tad bit on the butt of my beauty blender, and pressing that into my skin to remove some of the excess shine. Just standard operating procedure here. Nothing here to see, guys. Now to get started with the Bobbi Brown Skin Long-Wear Weightless Foundation, I'm gonna shake her up, and I start off with 1 pump, which is a pretty, I would pretty generous pump. And usually I start in my problem area. That for me is around my mouth. Oh, okay, that pump disappeared fast. I get a lot of questions about what foundation brush I've been using, especially as of lately. This one's from NYX. It's a really good brush. It's their number, it just says 03 brush. I don't know. It's their powder foundation brush or something like that. I always link it in the description box, so keep a lookout for that. And I'm going to start blending this out. So the claims are this is supposed to be a 16-hour wear foundation with full coverage. It's supposed to be weightless. It's supposed to have a matte finish, and it's supposed to be comfortable and breathable. Now on the website, they actually call this a multi-dimensional matte coverage. I'm assuming it's supposed to mean a fancier way of saying it just is not the matte you're used to seeing. Like, that's how I interpret that, because looking at this right now, it's almost like a skin-like matte. Like, I still kind of see my skin. The coverage is pretty decent. I'm not seeing full coverage yet. Like, I do feel like that one pump that I used disappeared pretty quickly into my skin, but you know what? This is the best side of my face, the clearer side of my face, and the coverage doesn't look too bad. I also feel like the color is spot on, Captain. So let's work in one more pump. I'm assuming this is probably gonna be one that is pretty forgiving. Like, you could probably keep adding and adding and adding without it getting cakey. Now I'm adding one more pump for my 5-head area. Now my thoughts on Bobbi Brown's foundations in general is I've always kind of felt like, for me, they show a little too much skin. Bobbi, you know, if I'm gonna pay $45, I want to see a new Jackie Aina. I do kind of want to look like an upgraded version of me, you know? I do, however, feel like for those of you guys that can like wake up and go, I'm not one of those people. Bobbi Brown is right up your alley. I think this is as close to full coverage as it gets for Bobbi Brown. And it is full coverage, but there's still a little bit of skin peeking through. Now I'm adding one more pump. So that's what, 3, almost 4 total? I don't want to get too carried away though. So let me stop. I actually feel like the more I add, the more I'm seeing the matte come out. So it's definitely a matte. Yeah, that's definitely a matte foundation. But you know what? It's a comfortable matte. It's not like spackle. It's not super drying. I can roll with this, Bobbi. I really can. Brilliant color match. It's like the perfect color. I'm gonna pull my shirt down just so that you can see how it looks with, you know, my face to body. I always match to the center of my chest. This is supposed to look and feel like second skin. And so far, I do feel like that's being achieved here. But you know what? I'm gonna have to do the rest of my face and see how it really comes together, like underneath a little bit of translucent powder, and like once I've done my concealer and all that. And then I will let you know what I ultimately think, you know, once we've done the whole Broadway production. Let's see how she fits in with the rest of the family members. So far, all I've done is concealer and under eye translucent powder, and I feel like the skin actually looks really good. I'm really happy with the color. I'm really happy with the finish. I wanted to do some like bronzing and blush just to see if it disturbs anything. I'm gonna take the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in deep bronze and see if anything moves around, see if she wakes up early from her nap. You know, we just want to see how compatible she is with brushes and stuff. I have been getting a lot of requests for a full face of Bobbi Brown. It is coming, I promise. I'll probably even make that my next video. Or is that too much Bobbi Brown for 1 week? Let me know, because I can go there if you want. We don't have to at the same time too. It's up to you. Still looks great. Nothing has budged. The color is perfect. And I did set my under eye with the Beauty Bakery flower powder, and I think it looks really good. Now for around my mouth, I'm gonna go back to my Laura Mercier powder because it is my skin color, and just set in my problem areas. This is usually where things crease up and move quickest for me. I don't really feel like it's fair to just judge the foundation by itself. I'm a preventer, you know? I don't wanna set the foundation up for failure. I wanna see if it's going to last with my normal routine. Okay, so here we have the final look, which, like I've said previously, I think looks really, really good. The color match looks great. Sorry, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the mirror because girl, she popping. The color match is perfect. I think this is probably one of the best foundation I've tried from Bobbi Brown. So we'll see about that. What I'm hoping is that this lives up to its long wear claim. The oil doesn't break through. And sometimes I feel like when a foundation is a little too close to my skin, it just doesn't last, okay? It just ends up dissolving in 4 hours or less, where I feel like I have to reapply. If I have to reapply a foundation, there's a problem, okay? This isn't a BB cream. This is a foundation, and you will be held to such standards. Thank you. So I'm hoping that this finish throughout the day kind of stays this way. I think it looks great. It's not too matte. It's not too dewy. This might be the new wave, Auntie Bobbi. Okay, Estee Lauder. I'll see what y'all are doing. Y'all know Bobbi Brown is no longer owned by Bobbi Brown. It's now an Estee brand. So things have, changed in different directions. Here is a close-up of how the skin looks, which I'm pretty happy with. Bobbi! What you done did, Bobbi? I'm gonna do a wear test. I'm gonna be wearing this throughout the day. Hopefully it stays looking somewhat like this. I don't mind a little bit of glow coming through, but the goal is to get the foundation to stay put throughout the day and to not have to blot. That's always the goal. So let's check back in a few hours, shall we? If I could just have a sugar fina in my backyard, that'd be wonderful. The time is now, it's late. It's almost 11 o'clock. Can you guys see that? Okay, so just before 11 p.m. What time was my audition today? My audition was at 2:45. I think I finished my makeup at 2:45. So I put this on right around 2, okay? So that's like, I would call that about a full day's amount of wear. I've been outside, I've been inside, I've been in enough different types of environments, I think, to test how it holds up in all of them. And as you can see, my skin looks pretty fabulous. Everything will look much harsher because I have super bright lights on me right now, but in like regular lighting in and around my house and like outside, I feel like this still looks phenomenal. I could blot, but I don't really feel like I have to. My smile lines held up pretty good. I think this line is a little bit deeper than this one. It did crease a little bit, but no one's noticed. No one said anything. It's usually Dennis that's the first person to point it out whenever my smile lines be popping. And funny enough, actually, I would bring him in here, but I think he's falling asleep. So I'm gonna just keep my voice down. We were at the bank today and he said to me, "There's something different about your makeup. What did you do?" And I was like, "Good question, sir. What did I do?" And he was like, "No, it just looks different. It looks good." And I'm like, "Good, different, right?" He was like, yeah, it looks good. I can just tell it's different." So I was like, Okay, sir. I see you being all attentive. Can I just say, I didn't expect it to last as long as it did. It is definitely, I would consider this an everyday wearable. Like, you can wear this to work. I think you could wear this going out if you're comfortable with a little bit of skin-like finish. Some people prefer a full-on beat after hours, but this is my kind of foundation, honestly. I do think that this is long wearing. Would I wear it again? Absolutely. Yeah, I'm overall really happy with this foundation. Bobbi Brown, girl. You did that. Please let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do a full face of Bobbi Brown. I feel like they're on the up and up again. I feel like they're kind of becoming the new wave. So if you have any specific products from Bobbi Brown, definitely let me know so that I can film it and have it up maybe Sunday. Who knows? Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you made it to the end, shout out to you. But you know you're not going anywhere, right? You know you're gonna watch the next video because I put it right here. And you gonna watch it, okay? Click. Don't forget to click it. All right? See you on the other side, brother.